let's talk. Not much has changed the cannabis industry, huh? And I mean
Are
that
you being sarcastically? Nothing's changed. It's all fabulous.
This has been a crazy year. So I think there's a lot of investors that are out there right now that obviously they're scared. They're nervous.
I understand that.
Year over year, sales are going up gradually. We're still in the infancies, yet share prices have been down 80%.
Right.
So we recently did a segment and we asked the question, should we invest or divest right now? What are your thoughts?
Okay, this is a very difficult question to answer. I'm not evading it, and I'll tell you why. Because I've learned a lot running a public company, and the markets are strange, right? So if we take out this idea of I don't 100% understand what people are thinking in this market mentality and just say, are these good businesses? So will there be opportunities? Will companies go far? My answer is truly, I know everyone's going to think, of course she's going to say yes. But the truth is this, as I see it, I run and operate a cannabis company. So I'm not a banker and I'm not a stock promoter, and what I can say to you is I'm looking and for the first time going, okay, this is a really good business. There is huge opportunity here. Consumers want safe and legal weed. It's not just aligned. Like, we were just at Health Canada and the stats, their stats are 34% of weed smokers in Canada are buying legal. I'm a bit questioning of that. But what I absolutely see, just even living and breathing it, is people are buying legal cannabis. And then what happens is that they are trusting in the bud tenders and others to talk to them and tell them what to buy. So you have an opportunity to build your brand and build your authenticity there. There's margin because we're all starting to fully automate how we make pre-rolls and all of these things. Now, from a investor perspective, or if we look at revenues, right? I can understand where people are like, great, but what are these revenues? They're not there yet. And it's true. Maybe it took us longer than we thought, both from the regulatory side and from the build a business side, to be able to fully operationalize and have your supply chain managers and have, the operations running in this way. And then it's, it takes that combined with brand to create the winning formula. So very long-winded way of saying, looking for those things, which is hard, right? Because everyone's saying they're that. So how does the average investor understand 48 North? And I'm sitting here saying, no, I know it. I'm in the facility. I see the amount. I know that we sell out of our product. I know there's a greater demand. And I know we're minutes away from being able to meet that demand because we've automated the process. But how does the average person learn and know it? I can't answer that question.
I think that's probably the honest answer right now, is that there's a lot of questions that can't be answered right now. But one thing is clear, even from an investor standpoint, is crazy expectations, obviously what occurred over the last couple of years. But let's face it, this is a product that's been around for a long time. It's not brand new.
Yeah.
It's a $250 billion.
What did Kim say? She opened 2 stores or 3 stores last week, and that there was lines around the corner. I just thought that was the best point that Kim Rivers from True Leaf made, which is like, okay, yeah, things aren't looking great, but like the same thing I'm saying. I'm operating this business. I'm there. There's lines around the corner. So it's not like tech. People say, oh, it's like tech at the bubble burst, and it's not like tech in the sense that we didn't know, would people want to order cabs on their phone and food? And it turns out, yes, those are things, but there was 100 other things people didn't wind up wanting to do from a tech perspective. As you just said, we know that people use and like weed, both recreationally and medicinally. It's just a question of, building the businesses within them amidst the craziness that goes around us in the cannabis industry from a regulatory and market standpoint.